Yo, what's going on, guys? Ahan, welcome back to another video. Yeah, I forgot to record the intro. So this is me just speaking throughout the video. Yeah, so if you can hear any background noise behind me, I'm so sorry, but you have to gonna deal with it. I mean, you have to. You don't have another choice. So yeah, enjoy the video, and next time I'll record the intro. I promise. Bye.
Here we go!
Like always in an Indian
Hey
video.
everybody, simple question for you. Who doesn't love traveling? Well, I sure do, and I've been to a lot of different countries. But there's one that will stick with me forever. India.
Jeez.
Like I said, I'm pretty well traveled. I like to go abroad at least once a year, so I've got a lot of trips under my belt. But when a friend told me that I just have to see India, well, that's exactly what I did. I went in September, the last month of the summer monsoon. It was pretty dry and sunny, but with short
Bro, why are you
breaks here and
sleeping?
there. The perfect
I
weather
am
for a
not.
traveler, if you
Yes,
ask
you are.
me. Being the confident and well-experienced globetrotter that I am, I went there prepared, and I thought I was ready for anything. Boy, was I
Ow,
wrong.
my ears.
The colors, the contrasts, the pace, the people, everything hit me like a ton of bricks, and didn't let go even when I was already back home. As soon as I stepped out of the airport, I felt dizzy. It could have been the heat, the jet lag, or the hunger in my belly. I assumed it was the latter, so I decided to head out for some authentic Indian food as soon as I throw my bags in my hotel room.
Bro, this guy, connects the things so well, first we have landed and all, and after that he feels hungry, so he directly goes to the food, and then he starts talking about the food. So he got script writer.
The food there deserves a big shout out.
That's
First of all,
momos, right?
Indians
No.
eat very little meat. In fact, they have the lowest meat consumption per person in the world. Most of their dishes are vegetarian, and meat is replaced with soy meat. This is mostly because 80% of the population is Hindu. Probably
Indeed.
like you, I'd always heard that Hinduism requires a strictly vegetarian diet, but that's not the case. It's just because they believe not eating meat minimizes the hurt they bring to other living beings. That's definitely one of the things I learned during my travels, and I was pleasantly surprised. Another thing about food in India is that it's all heavily spiced. That comes as no surprise,
Yeah,
really, since India is well known across the world as the biggest spice producer and exporter. But there's one region that stands out exclusively in this regard, the state of Kashmir. It's home to the most
gross.
valuable spice ever, saffron. Sure, this flower isn't unique to India. It also grows in Iran and Spain. Kashmir, however, produces the highest quality and the most expensive saffron in the world. The
Jeez.
town of Pampur is literally built around saffron fields. There are actually 3 varieties cultivated there. There's Mongra, the most expensive one, that costs about $1,600 a pound. Then you got Matcha, which, interesting enough, is less pricey at $1,000 per pound. Saffron
Jeez.
farmers say it's the purest. And finally, there's Zarda. It's the cheapest, but only compared to other varieties, because $250 a pound
Jeez.
is exactly what I
That's
call cheap. Anyway,
Okay, it's gonna fall
India's
down now.
spice game is definitely on point.
Jeez, that's
So,
like,
I
oh
found a
my
good
god.
place to eat, and as soon as I saw the menu, I remembered that Indian is also famous for its large variety of teas,
Tea.
or as the locals call it, chai. You should see the sheer number of options. I never thought there could be that many types of tea. If you're a tea drinker, I'm sure you know Darjeeling
That's
and
not
Assam.
tea.
But have you ever heard of Karnataka or Kangra? Does Munnar ring a bell? I don't blame you. I had no idea that these kinds
Bro, they just don't put milk in the tea.
I know that.
exist either, and those are just the tea producing regions. There's even more once you get into the types of chai by adding particular spices and herbs. Take, for example, masala chai, which is made with cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and herbs. I personally fell in love with butter tea. It's so thick and creamy, I could drink it by the gallon. Basically, you take tea leaves, some butter, hot water, and salt. Mix it all up and
No,
thank me
horrible.
later.
Same.
With a full belly and plenty
Oh
of
my
chai
God.
pumping through my veins, I was ready for some sightseeing. I landed in New Delhi, so I spent the rest of the day
Bro,
Where were you then?
yeah.
walking around and taking in all the sights. Whenever I go abroad, I like to carry a little phrase book in the local language. Well, if you ever find yourself in India, You're gonna need a really big book because there are actually 22 officially recognized languages there. English is among them, so I was okay just sticking to that. But those 22 official languages are just a drop in the huge linguistic ocean of the country. By different accounts, there are from 122 to 300 major languages spoken in India, as well as up to 1,600 lesser-known ones. Basically, if you travel from one town to another, you'll hear people talking a different language. And if you happen to go to another state, you can forget everything you might have learned in your previous location. How they manage to communicate with each other is still beyond me. New Delhi was awesome. I wish I could talk more about it, but I had a lot to see. I did find time to take a train up to Amritsar and see the Golden Temple. How do I even begin to describe it?
Okay, I've gone here for a school trip, bro. This thing is so good. Like, it's small from inside, but like as you can see over here, like the people waiting over here, bro, that was like we were waiting in line for like I think an hour and a half. I don't know, bro. It was so good, and like they serve food on the side, so it's like actually good.
The whole thing is covered in gold.
Yeah, we like
it sits
some.
in the
I don't
middle
know.
of a huge pool of
How
water.
you don't know?
This is where the tradition
We didn't eat
of
that
langar
much,
takes
but-
place. Langar is a vegetarian meal that's given to any and everyone who comes to the temple.
Oh, bro, that's like sushi and all.
No, that's just
Regardless
they're
of
just
their
showing the
background or
food.
beliefs. Just imagine, the Golden Temple provides a free meal to over 50,000 people a day.
Jeez.
And on special occasions, it can feed up
Nine,
to 200,000.
200,
I got a free meal too, and it was really delicious. You can volunteer there as well. I did just that because I was in so much awe about the place, I didn't want to leave. What I actually regret is that I didn't get to see the Kumbh Mela in action. It's one of the greatest celebrations of India, and apparently it's a sight to behold. In 2011, so many pilgrims gathered in one place,
You could see
the
them
whole
from
congregation of 75 million people was even visible from space.
Jeez.
This year, it's taking place from January until early March, so if you've seen it with your own eyes, just know that I'm so jealous.
I have not.
In fact, whatever India does, it does it on a huge scale. For example, it has the largest number of post offices in the world. Wherever you go, you'll stumble upon one literally on every corner. The irony of this is that it doesn't really help the situation with delivery times. One Indian guy told me it's totally normal to wait for your package to be delivered in 2 weeks' time, even if it was sent from a nearby town. But hey, patience is a virtue. But it doesn't stop there. India places third in terms of the number of Guinness World Record holders.
Oh, wow.
The world's fastest nose typer, the most expensive wedding ever held,
But why?
and the most selfies taken together are just a few of the bizarre world records
why?
held in this country. What else?
That's Mumbai.
The largest railroad network in the world? Check. Well, almost, since the United States does technically have more. But anyway, India has built over 3.5 million miles of railroads, which,
Okay.
considering the smaller size of the country, still means easier transit within and between different locations. With that in mind, it shouldn't really be a huge surprise that Indian Railways is also the largest employer in the world. It has over 1 million employees.
Oh.
And considering the country's extensive railway network, these people are scattered throughout India. From the smallest villages to the biggest cities, the number of jobs grows every year. So it looks like you could always get a job there if you're looking for employment in India.
Bro, why?
Anyway,
Why would it take?
what can I say about
Oh
my
God.
final impressions? I was blown away, and I seriously didn't want to leave this fascinating place. Visiting it was like going to a whole new world for me. I tried to get as many souvenirs as I could, but I almost forgot one important thing.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, someone drilling. Just
My
continue.
God.
If you ever go there, by the way, you'd better remember it too. No one is allowed to take India's national currency
Oh, yeah, I
in
know
or
that,
out of
yeah.
the country. It's
Oh.
actually against the law, so make sure you change your money before you cross the border.
Oh, I didn't know
almost
that.
I
made this
think
mistake.
we have taken some.
Yeah, I think. Huh?
Yeah.
Who?
I think we have taken like.
Bro, we are Indian, so I think it's okay for us or something. I don't know.
But a friendly local told me to exchange my rupees at the airport, and off I went. Headed back home with my suitcase full of exotic stuff and my head pulsing with impressions.
Oh, okay. You got a bonus.
Okay, if
It's
you-
already become the largest, but okay. USB was Indian by Indian Ajay Bhatt holds the honors.
Oh
Nice.
wow.
Okay.
Give Sandals
Can you
gift
tell me
credit.
anything else about India that I missed? I'm definitely going to go back. So leave me some
Oh,
recommendations down
nice.
in
This
the
guy
comments
will come
too.
back.
And
Bro, hit me up, hit me up. I'll hit me on the DMs. Yeah, you know, I'll give you a 2 or something if you want. So, yeah. So, that's been it. You like any ones? Like any of them?
I mean, I don't know every single one.
The man, he knows everything. He's a big brain guy. Okay, so we end it here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, just subscribe down below.
Thank you for support on the shorts you're giving.
Oh yeah, nice. It's been good. And of course, the social media links are given down below. Nobody follows me.
Yeah.
I just keep telling them, but nobody follows me. So yeah, that's been us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.